So cameras. Cameras are a very important feature of a smartphone nowadays, and cameras are getting better and better every year. And also we've been getting more cameras in a smartphone, dual cameras, triple cameras, and Huawei was one of the first with a triple camera setup on the back of the phone. And also Huawei provides very good mid-range smartphones with good cameras as well. Huawei Nova 3 and 3i are such phones that can boast a good camera performance even in mid-range market. Especially the Huawei Nova 3 is a surprisingly good camera smartphone. I used this device for more than a month and I was more than happy with its camera performance. We also did a camera comparison of the Nova 3 with 3 other phones and the Nova 3 came out on top. If you're interested, the link should be right up there. On the other hand, the Nova 3i, the light version of the Nova 3, is also a very good mid-range camera smartphone for a more affordable price. Now for the specs, the Huawei Nova 3 and 3i both sport a primary 24MP f2.0 lens and a 2MP lens on the front. Onto the rear camera, the dual camera setup sees Nova 3 rock a 16MP f1.8 primary sensor and a 24MP monochrome sensor. Meanwhile, Nova 3i has a 16MP f2.2 primary rear sensor and a 2MP depth sensor. The front cameras look great here, great in details, and it comes with SDR Pro mode for a better dynamic range. Basically, the SDR Pro mode helps with bright backgrounds. I would love to see this feature in every smartphones because most of the smartphones simply fail to deal with bright backgrounds while taking selfies. They come out washed out and the background is a bit blown out. So I was quite impressed by this feature on the Nova 3 and Nova 3i. Now talking about the Nova 3's rear camera performance, photos captured from the rear camera in a favorable lighting condition are quite impressive. Level of details and colors are good, and I was impressed with the dynamic range. Unlike previous phones from Nova series, the images are not aggressively saturated, but still there is a hint of sharpness and oversaturation, especially with the AI turned on. We have a similar story with the Nova 3i, but the pictures from Nova 3i come out a bit more saturated. Of course, the 3i is cheaper than the Nova 3 and won't have the same camera performance as the Nova 3. Now both of these phones come with an AI support, so it tweaks the images according to the situation. For example, if it detects greenery, then it will boost the green in the images, and if it detects a person in the scene, then it will set the camera to a portrait mode. The AI is not a hit always. Sometimes you might like the picture with the AI turned on and sometimes you are better off with the AI turned off. The good thing is you can cancel out the AI tweaks even after capturing the picture. So always click pictures in AI mode and turn it off if you don't like the tweaked effects. But I did notice some weird artifacts with the AI turned on the Nova 3. You can check it out in the pictures below. There's some weird effects on the wall with the AI turned on, whereas there are no such effect with the AI turned off. The other feature that's really useful is the wide aperture mode that allows you to take pictures with a depth of field effect. With this feature, you can take pictures with blurred background. There's also a portrait mode and it does a very good job. Edge detection is quite good and you can adjust the blur amount, which is a very nice feature to have. Nova 3 does better with the portrait mode. Even in our comparison video, the Nova 3 had better portrait photos than the Mi A2, Samsung A8 Star and the Oppo F9. I was not expecting the Nova 3 to perform on a low light and night settings, but it did quite well. Its f1.8 sensor tries to keep the noise under control and pictures turn out quite good. However, the pictures with the AI turned on are slightly overexposed and oversaturated, hence there is more noise. But it's a matter of preference and you might like those oversaturated images as well. However, the Nova 3i is just decent at best at low lights. Also, we do not expect the phones at this price range to perform well under low lights. Moving on to the videos, it can capture up to 4K 30fps. The videos have a good amount of details and colors in 4K, but the lack of stabilization is its downside. Things get much smoother in lower settings like 1080p 60fps and 1080p 30fps, but it could have been much better with the OIS. Similarly, the Nova 3i can capture up to 1080p 60fps, and you can only find software-enabled stabilization on both the Nova 3 and the Nova 3i. So the Huawei Nova 3 is a very good camera smartphone. It is especially great in those daylight situations because it has more balanced dynamic range. I was happy with its portrait photos and low light photos as well. We can say same about the Nova 3i, but since it's a more affordable smartphone than the Nova 3, it will always stay under the shadow of the Nova 3. So this is it for this video. If you guys like the video, do like it and also subscribe to our channel for further contents like this, and also hit that bell icon for notifications. Until next time, namaste.